All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're taking a look ahead, specifically at 2026, to break down the absolute best ways to earn on FaucetPay. Now, if you're not familiar, this platform has really become a major hub for what we call micro-earnings in the crypto space. We're going to walk through 7 different methods, and I'll lay them out like a playbook for anyone who wants to start stacking up some crypto, all without dropping a single dollar of your own money to start.
So, this is really the big question, isn't it? Can you actually earn crypto online without putting any money down? I mean, in a world full of high-risk crypto schemes, hearing you can get something for nothing, well, it usually sounds way too good to be true. But today, we're going to dig into a model that's actually been around for more than a decade. Let's start at the very beginning.
The idea is called a crypto faucet, and honestly, it's the perfect name. Just picture a leaky faucet, right? Drip, drip, drip. Well, these websites drip tiny amounts of crypto every time you do a simple task, like solving one of those squiggly letter CAPTCHAs. And the history here is just wild. The very first Bitcoin faucet was made way back in 2010 to just get people interested in Bitcoin. And get this, it gave away 5 whole Bitcoin to every user. Can you even imagine what that would be worth today?
But, as crypto got more valuable, a big problem popped up. People started calling it crypto dust. See, these little bits of coins you earn are so small that the fee to actually send them to your main wallet costs more than the coins themselves. So they're basically useless, just stuck. So what's the fix?
And that's exactly where FaucetPay comes in. It's the solution. Think of it not as a faucet itself, but as a special kind of micro-wallet. It's like a central bucket. It gathers all that crypto dust from hundreds of different websites and collects it all in one place. Suddenly, all those tiny, useless drips add up to something you can actually use. Problem solved.
Okay, so how do you actually start earning? Well, I've broken it down into 3 main pillars. And the first one, well, I call it the grind. These are the hands-on methods where you're basically trading your time and your attention directly for crypto. Let's jump into the first 3 ways.
Method number 1 is the classic faucet claiming. This is the foundation of the whole thing. FaucetPay has this huge, curated list of other faucet websites. You just go down the list, visit a site, solve a quick puzzle, and boom, a tiny bit of crypto is sent right to your FaucetPay account. But the people who are really serious about this use a very specific strategy to maximize their time. They call it the faucet rotation strategy. Here's how it works. First, you pick about 10 to 15 good faucets from the list. The key here is to look for the health score that FaucetPay shows. If it says 100%, that means the faucet has money and it's paying out instantly. Then you just open them all in different tabs and cycle through them. You claim from one, move to the next, and by the time you get back to the first one, its timer has probably reset. It creates this constant, steady flow of tiny payments. All right, method number 2 is paid to click, or PTC. Now this one is built right into FaucetPay itself, which makes it super reliable. It's exactly what it sounds like. You click an ad, you look at a website for, say, 7 seconds, maybe up to a minute, and you get paid. It's a guaranteed reward. The payouts are small, for sure, but they are consistent, and they really do add up. Now we get to method 3, Offerwalls. And this is where the earnings can really start to jump. We're talking about the most profitable, active earning method on the platform. These are sections run by third-party companies that pay you for doing more involved tasks. And because the tasks are bigger, the rewards are too. So let's actually look at the numbers here, because they tell the story. A simple survey might get you $1 or so, but look at this. Installing a mobile game and playing it until you reach a certain level, that could pay you up to $20. It might take a few days, but that's a huge jump. The reason the pay is so much better is pretty simple. Advertisers are willing to pay more for you to actually try their product or give them market research, way more than just for a simple click. Okay, so that was the grind. Now let's move on to our second pillar, which is all about strategic earning. This is where we shift from actively grinding for every single cent to building systems that can start to earn for you, even when you're not online. This is about building passive income.
Which brings us right to method number 4, Fay staking. So Fiora, or FE5 for short, is FaucetPay's own cryptocurrency, their native token. And what you can do is stake it. That just means you lock up your FE tokens on the platform for a period of time. And in return for doing that, you get a daily reward, a piece of the platform's overall revenue.
And the potential returns on this can be, well, pretty staggering. The APY, or annual percentage yield, can swing from a respectable 4% all the way up to over 400%. Now, that's a massive range, and it all depends on one thing: how busy the platform is. So how does that actually work?
Yeah, this is really important to understand. It's not interest in the way a bank pays you. It's actually a profit-sharing model. They call it house edge sharing. Basically, everyone who stakes their FFY gets a tiny slice of all the money that's wagered in the games across the entire FaucetPay platform. So if a lot of people are playing games on the site, the stakers get a bigger payout. Your earnings are tied directly to the platform's success.
And method number 5 is, honestly, probably the most powerful way to build passive income here, the affiliate program. It's simple. You refer new people to FaucetPay and you get a commission on almost everything they do, forever. And just look at this breakdown. You get half the reward from their ad clicks, you get a big cut of their Offerwall earnings, you even get half of the fees they pay when they swap cryptos. But the real kicker is you get a percentage of every single bet they make in the games, whether they win or lose. That can add up incredibly fast.
Okay, on to our third and final pillar, what I call the platform's edge. These are the features that really drive engagement and a lot of the revenue for FaucetPay. We're going to talk about the high-risk, high-reward games and the platform's loyalty system. And because we're talking about gaming, it's really important we start with a word of caution.
This quote comes straight from veteran users of the site, and it's the best advice you can get. You have to remember, these are games of chance. Yes, you can multiply your earnings very quickly, but you can also lose them just as fast. The golden rule is simple. Never ever bet more crypto than you're okay with losing completely.
So, method 6 is playing the multiply BTC games, things like Dice or Crash. Now, these games are what's called provably fair, which is a fancy way of saying you can check the math and prove they aren't cheating you. But, and this is a big but, they're all built with a house edge. It's a tiny mathematical advantage for the platform, usually just 1 to 5%, that guarantees over the long run the house will always make a profit. You have to understand that before you play.
And finally, method number 7 is the reward point system. This is basically FaucetPay's loyalty program. You earn these points just for logging in every day, especially if you build up a streak, and for hitting certain milestones. And you've got 2 main ways to use them. You can just cash them out directly for Bitcoin, or if you're feeling strategic, you can use them to buy power-ups that will temporarily boost your own earnings from faucets and Offerwalls. So there you have it, all 7 methods. Now let's pull it all together into what I like to call the professional micro-earner playbook. This is your game plan for how to really succeed on the platform in 2026. And it all starts with making sure your earnings are safe. Seriously, before you earn a single cent, lock down your account. First, turn on two-factor authentication, or 2FA. This is absolutely not optional. It's the best way to protect your account. Second, use the address whitelisting feature. This lets you pre-approve only your crypto addresses for withdrawals. And third, maybe use a burner email address just for signing up to all these sites. It'll keep your main inbox clean and safe from spam. So here's the 3-step strategy. Step 1 is about building a solid foundation. Just be consistent. Log in every day, do your faucet claims and PTC ads to get a base balance growing. Step 2 is where you scale up. You slowly shift your focus from all that manual clicking to building up your affiliate network for passive income. And step 3 is all about preserving your capital. Use phase staking to grow what you have, and this is a key tip, always swap your earnings to a coin with low transaction fees like Litecoin before you withdraw. It'll save you money. And that really brings us to the most important takeaway of all this. Please remember, FaucetPay is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It just isn't. Think of it as a gateway. It's a completely risk-free way to learn how crypto works, to practice sending and receiving different coins, to get comfortable with wallets. The earnings are small, yes, but the knowledge you get is incredibly valuable. And if you stick with it, those tiny little earnings really do start to add up. So I'll leave you with this final question to chew on. As more and more of our jobs and our side hustles move online, could platforms like this one, platforms that make it easy to send instant, tiny payments to anyone, anywhere in the world, could this be a preview of what the future of work looks like? It's a really interesting idea when you think about the bigger picture.